Hi, I'm Hazel. It's Saturday today, which makes it time to sit down and catch up on the WoW news of the week, what I have been up to, and answer some of your questions. This week, Blizzard announced a groundbreaking and much anticipated change to the drop rate of the X-45 Heartbreaker mount, formerly known as the Love Rocket. So, Love is in the Air is the kind of Valentine's holiday event. The next one starts this upcoming Monday, February the 6th, and runs through the 20th. And during this event, you can run the Crown Chemical Co. dungeon, queue, fight Apothecary Hummel, and get your chance at this mount. Historically, the drop rate for this has been heartbreaking. It's common to see people take hundreds of characters through this event every year and still not see it. Last year, Blizzard mentioned that they might be looking into that kind of a situation, and this year they have announced that they are changing the drop rate for your first attempt per day per account. So not per character, but per account. Your first chance per Battle.net account per day has been, quote, greatly increased. Any further characters that you run that day will still have the same previous teeny tiny itsy bitsy little chance at it. So the conclusion that I feel like they kind of want you to draw here is that you should just run one character every day during the event, see what happens. You know, maybe you'll get lucky. Woo! And then not feel pressured to run all of your alts and spend all day every day for the, 2 weeks that the event runs doing this. For some people, that is how that's going to work. That's probably what I'm going to do. But we don't know how much they've raised the drop rate by, and they are unlikely to tell us. Some people are going to continue to feel the need to run their legions of alts, and it's going to feel pretty bad doing that, knowing that you have one really good chance, or at least better chance tomorrow if you wait, but that's sacrificing a teeny tiny chance on the 30 other characters that you could run on that day. That's a bit of a rough choice to make for somebody that is very attached to min-maxing. That person's also going to feel pretty bad when their guildie that has never run this before just kind of goes in on a whim and then says, hey, does everybody get this mount? I think that it's definitely a good change for me and does help level the playing field for collectors that might not want to run lots of characters, or maybe they don't have lots of characters. There's definitely collectors out there that don't like to have alts and want to focus all their collecting activities in one character, and this is great news for those players. Some people may find the vagueness frustrating, and it'll be interesting to see whether this is an approach that they end up taking to future rare mount drops going forward, especially for holidays. Other news this week, Primal Chaos can now be sent to alts at a price. So, Raboul, the Artisans Consortium vendor found here in Veldraken, now sells a BoA item that lets you transfer Primal Chaos to your alts at a tax. You'll purchase it for 80 Primal Chaos, and then the alt that you send it to can redeem it for 60 Primal Chaos. I know that there are tons of people out there that are overflowing with Primal Chaos on their main character, and then their alts are just thirsting for it, so this is great news if you're in that situation. It is a pretty substantial tax, but that's not unusual for account-wide currency transfer options like this, and it'll definitely be helpful for people that are trying to gear up their alts right now. Other hotfixes for the week, there was a buff to the Dragonflight Paragon cache. Once you have capped a Dragonflight Renown, every 7,500 rep past that cap, so 3 Renown levels worth, will reward you with a bag, and previously that bag would have like 100 and something gold, maybe some polished pet charms, maybe some Dragon Isle supplies. It was really underwhelming. Now, with this hotfix, those bags will also have a low chance, again, unclear about drop rates, sparks, the bottled thing that lets you create another spark, as well as Dragon Shards of Knowledge. I feel that this still does not make them worth grinding, which is for the best. I don't really want them to be worth grinding. It's kind of nice to get to a point in your rep farming where you've got your renowns finished and you can move on to other things. But it does make it a little less, rude feeling when you do finally get one and then you open it and then you go, this is it. At least you'll have a chance for a spark or a shard of knowledge. Other news, Conquest and Valor caps are being removed the week of February the 14th. So with that reset, about 2 weeks from now, they'll be removing the caps to let you kind of, upgrade your stuff a little bit faster. This is par for the course, standard, very normal for them to do that at around this point in the patch. And they talk about the reasonings in the post there, but this will make it much easier for you to finish upgrading your Mythic Plus and PvP gear, or any tier that you may have catalyzed out of Mythic Plus and PvP gear, because you'll be able to just kind of farm all the Valor that you want. In Live WoW this week, the trading post is now out, and Garlock is coming with me. Fun fact, if you have him out long enough, he will get bored and take a nap. Well, maybe he just gets tired and takes a nap. I can't speak for him, but it is worth noting that he naps with his singular eye open. Now you know. I've seen a couple of frequently asked questions floating around regarding the trading post this week, so I thought I would kind of hit a greatest hits list of the biggest ones. First of all, you are able to earn a finite amount of Trader's Tender in a given month. You can earn so much and then you're done. If you've got all your tender for the month and there is nothing else for you to do in regards to farming it, you can safely move on with your life. And it's not really intended to be difficult. It's pretty easy to fill your Traveler's Log bar and get all of your Trader's Tender. To get all of it, you're basically just fill the bar, you're doing the different activities in the Traveler's Log. You can check those out. Default keybind is Shift-J, or if you find your adventure journal, there's a tab at the bottom of it now for that. And then make sure that you check the cache at the Trader's Post itself. I had to go back a couple of times. That might have just been a quirk of the first time they rolled it out. You are able to freeze one item each month, so if there's something that you're on the fence about purchasing, you can drag it to the freeze slot and then it will remain available for purchase next month. Everything else is going to rotate out, and it is not intended that you are able to buy everything. Indeed, you cannot buy everything. You get a certain amount of tender and it's not enough to buy everything. This is not a collect them all right away system. Things that rotate out will not be available next month, but they will also not be gone forever. Things will eventually kind of rotate back in, but we don't know much about how long that takes or whether it's on a schedule or if it's random. Those things still remain to be seen. Your tender will not expire, so you do not need to spend all of it this month. If you're not really a big fan of the things on the trading post currently, you can save your tender and have more to spend next month or the following, etc. Bear in mind that the goods will change, so if there's something that you want and it's up now, then definitely go for it now. You'll also be able to earn a new batch of tender next month when the new goods come out, so don't feel like you have to save stuff. But we do get a bit of extra Traders Month this first month for the launch of it if we own Dragonflight, so you will not have this much to work with every month. It's a fun system. I love the area that they set up there. I ended up purchasing Garlock and the Swashbuckler Slops transmog set, and then I paired it on my gnome with this beanie that's actually a new thing they've added to the Trial of Style. Trial of Style is not up yet, but if you had Trial of Style tokens saved up from a previous event in your bank on like an alt somewhere, you can now purchase those new items that they've added in 10.05. There's lots of new weapons and these like beanie hats and stuff, so check that out at a transmogrifier vendor near you if you want to buy a beanie and you have tokens left over. And then in my life this week, I finally got myself a dentist back in Canada. It took me a year, not because it's difficult, but because, well, making phone calls and appointments is sometimes difficult for some people. Wouldn't know any of them. If you at home have been putting off dental care and you're reasonably able to afford it, this is your sign from the universe to maybe look into it again. Preventative care, it's good stuff. It turns out I have no cavities, but there is like an outside chance that I may get braces again eventually, which would truly take my coolness levels off the charts. And then in WoW, my guild is still working on Heroic Razageth. We had a 1% wipe this week, and we had a 0.4% wipe this week, and then we didn't kill it. Not all stories have happy endings. Also, I moved some things around in my office. The angle is a bit different. You're not crazy. Sometimes I change things. And then questions for this week. Dick Pilsner wants to know, what are your thoughts or insights on why we cannot hide the pants slot? I don't know. My first instinct was that it was something vague to do with decency, not wanting like fully nude WoW characters running around. But on one hand, we already have undergarments that we can customize that prevent us from being totally nude. And on the other hand, there are already pants transmogs in the game that really play with the definition of decency to the extent that they are much more revealing than just hiding pants and wearing your character's traditional undergarments would have been in the first place. I think that they should make pants hideable and let us be naked. It would be good for the players in the transmog. It would let you take the leggings off from underneath your dress that has the thigh cut out. And it would be good for the publicity. Imagine the headlines, World of Warcraft players can now poo bear around on their avatars with shirts and no pants. It would be great. I can't think of a good reason why they don't let us do it. And anybody that would be outraged at the hiding of pants must also have some strong feelings about some of the pants mogs that we can have anyways. So, just let people be naked. And that has been my week. Thank you very much for watching. If you have a question for a news video, please include it in the comments and add the word question to help me find it. Appreciate you guys, and I hope you have a wonderful, wonderful day.